Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Emily King. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time. Just want to get a quick shout out to Emily. Definitely one of the women that are definitely fighting hard for men's issues and men's topics. Shout outs to you, girl.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I think that most of you guys are really going to enjoy this episode. I'm really excited for it. This is a topic.
It's a good topic.
That looking back, I have not really talked about this subject in a while. I feel like the last time I was talking about it was in 2020, maybe 2021. But this video popped up on my feed that took me back, and it made me realize that a lot of women, they don't realize that men have left the friend zone. Most men, especially for you guys that have been out in the dating world for some time or that have had relationships.
I don't even think it's just the men that have the experience anymore, Emily. It's also the men that watch Red Pill, watch the Manosphere, watch you. There's so many 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, early 20-year-olds nowadays picking up this information that they're understanding at a very young age and taking themselves out of those friend zones.
You already know this. You know the signs to look out for. You know the signs that a woman is friend zoning you. You're not putting in endless effort into a woman that does not reciprocate anything back. And bottom line is that you guys are pretty much just too smart for it.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're not completely yet, but we're getting there thanks to social media. Like I said, thanks to feminism and all social media, it really showed women's true nature and colors, and men were so blinded by it for a very long time.
Of many women's ways, because women have told on themselves, and they continue to tell on themselves, especially on social media. What this looks like is women talking very badly about men. I mean, hello, with a scenario of a woman walking through the woods, she would rather encounter a bear than a man. And with that, hundreds of videos came out of women explaining why that was. And a lot of those videos were not very nice towards men, bottom line. Meanwhile, women really believe that they can collect men in their friend zone and then dip into that collection whenever she needs help doing something that she doesn't want to do or doesn't even know how to do. Ladies, why is a man going to be there as a friend if you don't even like him as a person? And I don't even mean that
you'd rather have a bear than me. Yeah, have the bear fix your shit.
In a romantic way. I mean that you genuinely do not like men. But in certain situationships, you've learned that you do need men.
There's so many women that are such misandrous, and they don't even know that they're misandrous. They just know what they think and what they've been taught about men, and they don't think they hate men in any way, but the things that come out of your mouth is hating on men.
Hence the friend zone. This is what's changed in recent years. In recent years, men have really smartened up. They have been given this information from women, and guess what? The friend zone only favors women if men don't realize that they're in it. But because men know about it, the friend zone is right next to the exit ramp for them. With all of that being said, guys, I have a video to show you that inspired this topic for today. Usually I show you a collection of different videos that highlight the same point. Today, this one highlights all of it, that I don't need to have any additional videos. This video went viral, and I don't think she expected it to go viral for the reason that it did. Before I say any more, let's watch the video.
This is nice because I'm not on TikTok as often, and I don't know what goes viral sometimes, so it's nice to have Emily, dip in these topics for me.
So
I just found out that I'm not hot. And this was based on a really humbling experience where I'm trying to get 4 men together to help me move a really heavy object.
Oh, I saw this video. At least we're doing a deep dive in this particular video. I think I made
from point A to point B. Not a far point A to point B either. And I can't do it. It can't be done. I'm in hell. I've tried for days, texting every man I know. Can you please come help me move this heavy thing? It's a piece of granite, by the way. I think we can use that as a gauge. Number 1, can you get a group of men to help you move a heavy object from point A to point B? Number 2, how far can you get them to move it? Because what I need...
I can tell you now, nice, feminine women that are asking men, can you please help me this? You best believe that granite's getting moved.
Need is a piece of granite moved about 15 feet. Cannot gather 4 men to do that. Oh, I can't. I'm going to be hung over that day. Oh, I can't. Football is on.
Yeah, football's important. A lot of men enjoy football.
Wah! Number one, they don't make men like they used to, because how come nobody wants to be helpful? Little helpless old me? You want me to pick up the
Little
granite?
helpless old me. What happened to the strong, independent, I don't need no man?
Slab? Why? You're not being helpful. Number two, I need to level up. I need to level up. I need to get hotter. I don't feel like a hot woman would have an issue with this at all. She'd have that granite moved. She'd have a kitchen island.
This is not telling of how hot you are. This is telling of how many men you've placed in your friend zone. She makes it all about looks and what men are doing wrong, essentially. But this has nothing to do with looks. Good women and good men, by the way, they don't have this issue because they are friends to their friends. They give to their friends, and those friends are there for them. It literally has nothing to do with looks or...
My best friend helps all of our friends, put up TVs and stuff because he used to do that for a job, for his old job. He used to mount TVs, mount furniture and stuff like that. So whenever I moved or whenever our friends move or need help, the man is there. He doesn't charge anything. He's like, just fucking grab me some dinner. Boom. He mounts like 65-inch heavy ass TVs. I go and help him because they're our friends. They reciprocate. They share things with us. We eat dinner together. We have good times together. So there's nothing wrong with us helping them. Like, even if our friend lives an hour and a half away and he needs a TV mounted, me and my best friend were just like, all right, let's go have some fun, hang out with him, chill a little bit, eat some dinner, and mount up a TV. We make a whole day out of it. It's nice. But when you're using people, yeah, nobody wants to help you.
Or even gender. She just found out that men are no longer simping. And honestly, this message, it conflicts, right? You can't 1 minute be a strong, independent woman and then the next be referring to yourself as little old me. The bottom line is that a man would move...
I'm just a girl.
...that granite slab to the end of the earth for the right woman.
Correct.
And the right kind of woman is not going to have these sort of expectations for a man that she barely has a relationship with. Honestly, a good woman, no matter what she looks like, she's not going to run into this problem.
This is the Karen, right? When I speak about the Karen, the pretty privilege going away, she's becoming a Karen now. Like, this is the evolution phase from feminist to Karen. And she's right in between right now before she becomes a Karen. And she just doesn't realize what's going on right now because all the attention and all the things that she used to get because she was better looking is gone now because you treated people like shit.
Most likely she has good men in her life, whether it's family or friends, true friends, not men that she's friend zoned, or the man that she's in a relationship with, and then that man has his friends come over and help. But even in the more rare occurrence that...
So true. When my girl needs something that I cannot handle myself, yo, can you help me with this? My girl needs help with her car. You got it, buddy. Why are they so willing to help my girl? Because I help them. We help each other. So that camaraderie gets translated and spills over to my girl. So she gets some of that benefit too. This is the whole building bridges thing that my father always talks about. The more bridges you build, the more you get to access later. And again, you may not need to access that bridge later, but someone you know might need to access that bridge. And if you didn't demolish that bridge, guess what? You get to walk over it with other people and help other people out. But when you're burning bridges left and right, you got nothing.
That maybe she has men in her life that aren't physically able to do something like that, or maybe she's new to an area and she hasn't established herself. Guess what? That woman is not going to try to utilize men that she barely talks to, that she barely gives effort towards, she's not going to ask that of them, number one. And number two, even if she did that, she's not going to expect them to say yes.
She'll probably
bribe them with something. And I don't mean anything crazy.
Yeah, like, hey, well, I'll get some pizza, or, you know, like, hey, I'll buy you a bottle, or we can go get some drinks. It doesn't have to be romantic in any way, but you just got to reciprocate the effort.
Crazy. I mean, bribe him with some food and drink.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll show up for you.
Easy.
You know, maybe you'll be building a friendship off of that. But what she's not doing is she's not friend zoning him and trying to utilize her looks and trying to act like there's potential for a relationship when she deep down knows that there isn't. She is purposely manipulating that man. And that's what I'm talking about. Men have smartened up to that.
And this is why we tell you guys to get out of the friend zone. It's just pure manipulation on their end. It's just you're falling for it. Don't let yourself fall for it.
They know the real signs of a woman that is showing genuine interest versus a woman that is just trying to get something out of him. And we've seen it all over social media. It's out there all the time where women are saying that they're just going to expect this from a man without being sure that she's even interested in him, that she even likes him. And even if that good woman tries to bribe men to come over and help and she's unsuccessful, right? So she's not complaining that men are not helping her whole poor little her out. She's not saying that it's a man issue, that they don't make men like they used to. She is just saying, okay, she's accepting it. And then guess what? She's hiring a moving company. She's paying somebody to do the work because it is actual work.
It is.
And you shouldn't just expect something without giving anything else in return. Because, ladies, it is actual work to move a heavy piece of granite.
Guys, so when I came here to this new place, I bought a new island thing and a couple other things that need to be built. My friend was building one thing and I was building another thing, and he built two things for me and I built two things. And I was like, oh, thank God you guys are here. Like, thank God you were here. It would take me freaking weeks to build everything by myself, right? So we were just building two, you know, we're just building congruently just next to each other, but he was working on his thing and I was working on my thing. You know what I did? I took him to a nice dinner. I took him to a nice, I wouldn't say fancy, but it's a nice dinner. I spent like at least $100 on dinner between me and him. You know, like, yes, I get to enjoy it too, but it's a thank you. Like, I appreciate and it's not like my friend said, oh, you have to pay me for dinner or you have to do something. No, he genuinely wants to help, and I genuinely want to reciprocate and say thank you.
Like, that's actual work. You could injure your back. You are putting in effort, you're putting in time. There's other things that he could do with his time, right? He could be doing something to make money. He could be relaxing on his day off. He could be putting in effort.
Football, like they said.
Towards a woman that will actually reciprocate, a woman that he's interested in and that is interested back in him. And another thing is that if you're reaching out to good men that have some sort of relationship going on, if you are not in a relationship or have put an effort towards meeting his other half, that's a problem, right? Like, you can't ask for effort from him.
Oh, you can imagine if some random woman came along and just asked me to do stuff for them. My girl would be like, why the fuck are you doing shit for them?
If you're not even involving yourself in meeting her and what is going on in his life, that's just a little fishy, right? Like, if you were the woman on the other end of that, I think you would be suspicious of that. And trust me, that man, he's definitely not going to risk having a conflict with a woman that does like him, that does love him, in order to help you out. What? Because you think...
Sometimes, yes, because men are idiots and they still have feelings for these girls, and they'll sabotage their own relationships to do shit like this too. So there is some of that, but thank God men are waking up from that and it's not happening in as frequent as it used to be.
Think that you're prettier, or you think that you're pretty enough, that like he's going to throw everything else aside. Like, that's not how it works, especially with good men. And these are the men that are going to be helping you, right? Like, the guy that doesn't care about you, he's just not going to even consider that. He's just going to say no. Let me know, guys, if you've run into this. Have you run into a woman asking things of you and you've realized that this woman has not given you any effort, or you realize that she's really placing you in her friend zone, that you just have to say no? Tell me about it in the comments. I think that'll be super interesting to hear about.
Personally, no, because I actually never really had friends that are females. Like, I maybe have acquaintances, but they would never think to ask me to help for anything, just because we don't really hang out nor are friends like that. And I've always been this way ever since I was married. Even when I was married, I didn't have friends that were women. And even after now, maybe I have some acquaintances that are women, but I wouldn't call them friends because we don't hang out like that as friends. I'm so busy, I barely hang out with my own friends that are super close that I've had for 25 years, right? So, yeah. I think it happens to a lot of men, though. It used to happen to a lot of men. Maybe now men have woken up to where, like, I'm being used right now. And it's very apparent in men's heads nowadays, because that's the number one thing we talk about in our space, is being used and being a sucker. Nobody likes to be a sucker. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time.